Jeff Gordon started winning titles in races. He was labeled sort of a transcendent figure for NASCAR, meaning that he could make appeal outside of the race world. With Ryan Blaney as a champion, do we have that now? Do we have a mass appeal guy that NASCAR can trot out as their show pony everywhere?
I think we do. And throughout the years, we've seen those drivers, I mean, heck, even Burt Reynolds mentions Richard Petty and Smoking in the Bandit, to Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon. I think Ryan is one of those drivers in a lot of different ways. Number one, he just simply has a great personality, and he seems like a fun guy. He's also willing to go out there and do things and get outside of his comfort zone and show up on TV shows and Saturday Night Lives and do all of these different things. And Ryan is just likable, and maybe that's the one thing. He's likable, and I think that gives him a pretty big appeal.
Kyle, is NASCAR happy he's the champion?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. I definitely think so. Obviously we've had Kyle Larson as a champion, so you have that track record. William Byron is still trying to find his personality in a lot of ways, and Christopher Bell the same way. Christopher Bell comes across better when you don't talk to him on air than when you do talk to him on air. He's got to make that transition. I think Ryan Blaney is the perfect guy for this time. What's going to dictate that is whether the rest of the universe realizes that Ryan Blaney is the perfect guy for us at this time. And what I mean by that is Jeff Gordon had opportunities come to him. They knew who he was. He had that personality, and they exploited it, whether it be Saturday Night Live, whether it be Pepsi, whether it be companies like that took him to the masses and put him out there. Who's going to take Ryan Blaney to the masses? Is it going to be Menards? Is it going to be Ford? Who's going to take him out there? And is NASCAR going to push that moving forward? And I think that is the time, because we do have an opportunity. I think the sport does have an opportunity with Ryan's cultural vast knowledge of Star Wars and everything else that he's a fan of, to throw him out there into that generation and say, hey, I'm a player out here too. And you can relate to me.
All right, this is a question for both of you guys, Brad and Kyle. Will Roger Penske let Blaney be Blaney?
I feel yes.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, how many Penske drivers did we see all throughout the years that never had facial hair? They show up in a nice, crisp white shirt, black pants, and all of that. Blaney sort of bucked the trend, for those couple of years where he would start the season with pre-race photos with a nice, tight haircut, and then by the time we got to the end of the season, his helmet barely fit because his hair had never been cut and it was long, and the beard, all of those things. Yeah, I think Roger Penske actually celebrates who Ryan is.
Yeah, I do too. Listen, I think he's got his Penske driver in Joey Logano and in Austin Cindric. He can let this one break training a little bit and run a little wild. I think from that perspective, I think he's okay.
All right, that's good. I feel I've got to toss it in here. I think this guy can be a breakout star for NASCAR. If he's given the opportunities, and like Brad said, get him on SNL, let him go on Oprah. Don't put him on The View, but there are some shows that this guy can be exposed on. I think he could go on the late night desk of any of the talk shows and be fine.
And hold his own.
Yes.
And hold his own. That's all you ask. Just hold your own, man. And I totally believe with that. And if we go back in time to when he and Bubba and when Chase Elliott was a real human being and kind of talked to other people. If you go back to those videos that those people that they put up when they were young, that was classic stuff, man. Yeah. But that's who Ryan Blaney is. So I love that part of it.
I don't know that NASCAR has, well, they do. They want the person that can get out there and get in front of people. Yeah. He, out of those four, and I'm not dissing on any of the other three guys, his personality just swallows all of those other guys whole.
Yes, for sure.
I don't know that there's any argument about that.